Hey guys, the Bot Builder's back and welcome to another episode of Request Fights Fight Night Season 2. And well, of course, if you haven't seen the last episode, you probably should because I'm about to spoil a whole lot here as well. It was a pretty big one as well. We saw new tag team champions, the Crushing Spectacle, take down Team Carnage to become the new tag team champions. But even more importantly, in our main event, Endgame taught the Machine who took them out of Series 2, but this time the stakes are even higher as their Ultimate Challenge Championship was on the line, but Endgame was able to get revenge on Whiplash to continue what has currently been a pretty dominant run. And well, tonight not only do we have 3 request fights requested by you lovely lot, but we also see the start of the Four Corners Tag Team Terror Tournament. The winners will take on Crushing Spectacle in the final episode of Request Fights Fight Night this season. And, well, only 2 go through. This is, of course, the first round, the first battle of the first round of 2. And, of course, our main event, the Ultimate Challenge Championship, Endgame, looking to continue what's currently been a pretty strong run, taking on Primeval, the winners of the Casino Battle Royale. Now, Primeval doesn't have any accomplishments in their accomplishments box just yet, but they're looking to add the Ultimate Challenge Championships to that accomplishments box. But anyway, now that we got that out of the way, let's get our first request fight out of the way and get this show on the road. Space Craze. Liftoff. Oh yes, we got a grudge match to kick things off. This is of course requested by that Builder Boy, and this grudge has been brewing for over 2 years. Of course, Liftoff beat Space Craze in Family Road Wars vs. Road Wars Omega. But Builder Boy reckons that now he's got a Shremek, he should be able to take down the bots who beat them. And in the core patrol zone for the CPZ, we have Rhino, who's ready to gore, and we have Toxic Seahorse, who's ready for war. Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate. So here we go. Of course, this is requested by that Builder Boy already. Liftoff comes in for a very good flip right there and onto Space Craze. Now, when they fought in Fan Rattles vs. Rattles Omega, that was a very close match. The judges only deemed Liftoff to be the more aggressive, and that's why they were able to get the win. And, well, but with Space Craze having a Shremek, will things be a bit different here? Well, already Toxic Seahorse going after Space Craze. Why? They were the ones who drove Liftoff into the CPZ, but I think Toxic Seahorse was just like, hey, I don't care. I attack anyone who I want to, whenever I want to. And Liftoff are currently taking advantage of Space Craze as well. Pretty bad situation at the moment. Space Craze in all sorts of trouble, feeling the force of that spiked weapon. You've already seen there a couple of holes in there. Those are from previous encounters. And I think he's going to get another hole for good measure. Space Craze upended, but Space Craze trying to use that stream to self-right. What on earth's going on here? Space Craze are able to self-right despite there being a spike machine. Look at that! Look at that! Toxic Seahorse! Toxic Seahorse, what has happened to him there? Toxic Seahorse trying to get Space Craze off of them. I think their little thing's gone right underneath the robot. That's why they're not able to move that greatly. Toxic Seahorse trying to get Space Craze off of them. This is the first time I've seen Toxic Seahorse in this kind of trouble. A very interesting situation of trouble. I think Liftoff, you should just leave them. Of course, Liftoff automatically qualified for Series 3 as a result of being on the pre-series champions. And Toxic Seahorse, let's go with Space Craze. And look at that. Oh, but look at that by Liftoff. Flipping over Space Craze. And look at Space Craze's Shremek. There's no way they're getting back from that. And what a shame, because that looked to be going their way. But then they got caught with Toxic Seahorse. And you do not want to get caught with Toxic Seahorse. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 blows. Bit of revenge, perhaps. And Space Craze are on the drop zone. And what on earth is going to come down from the drop zone on to Space Craze here? Oh, it's a whole bunch of Lego! Well, Space Craze gets covered in Lego. It's only fitting, really. That Builder Boy is, of course, a Lego YouTuber. Only fitting his bot is buried under a pile of Lego rubble. Cease. Well, I got a bit of a mess to clean up after this. Probably should have thought that through, actually. But it doesn't really matter. Liftoff, a bit lucky, perhaps, but They saw the situation, they saw Space Crazy's issues with their stream deck, and they took full advantage, and they get the victory. Congratulations to Liftoff, and they look strong going into Series 3. EC3. Wheelie Big Cheese. Well, our next match is going to be an interesting one, of course requested by Hyper Shock. In the premiere episode of Rottles Alpha, we did see the Eagle flying. They might be doing a bit of flying here as they're taking on one of the biggest flippers in Wheelie Big Cheese. And overseeing this, waiting to see the flight of the Eagle, we have another fellow animal in Rhino. And we also have Virus, who apparently has been telling me that he hasn't had a drink this week. You know what? God on you, Virus. You're learning. Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate. So here we go, the big powerful flipper versus the control bot, and look at that. Just as I predicted, we're going to see the Eagle flying. Oh no, you're in Rhino already, coming in for the gore. Did Rhino, EC3, trying to self right. I think Wheelie Big Cheese though is going to come and try and take advantage here. Oh, tried to get the U-turn, but now Wheelie Big Cheese are in a bit of a tough, tight situation here. And look at this by EC3. Can they just leave a Wheelie Big Cheese up and out of the arena? Wheelie Big Cheese, you're trying to use the flipper to come back down though. Oh, that was a bit nervous for them, but look at this, they're in that situation again. And EC3, can they just lift Wheelie Big Cheese up and out? No, Wheelie Big Cheese just about staying in. They're still surviving, they're still rolling. And they got that flipper in underneath EC3 and another good flip. How is EC3 still here? That is what I want to know already. I mean, I thought this match would be over in a couple of seconds, but EC3 has got that fighting spirit. And just look at the power of Wheelie Big Cheese, though. Being able to flip over both the combined weight of EC3 and Virus, and oh dear. Oh, we know Roger Plant loves to have a good tangle with the house bots, but this time I think it's gotten him in a bit of trouble. EC3 now has been able to solve right. They narrowly avoided the pit, and I think they're trying to lift up Wheelie Big Cheese, but in turn they're lifting up Virus. They now got a good grapple in onto Wheelie Big Cheese, though. And this is already proven to be a very good battle going on here. Of course, EC3, we saw them in Series 2, lost out to Plan B, I believe it was. Wheelie Big Cheese lost out in the 10 Robot Rumble, of course. And, well, they're coming for another flip! And look at that! It was only a matter of time, really, wasn't it? Before Wheelie Big Cheese sends the Eagle flying out the arena. And I think to try and get rid of... You can't get Virus out of the arena here. He's a heavy boy. He's a heavy boy. Oh, and I think Virus has had enough of Wheelie Big Cheese's, well, stupidity. Down the pit you go. Go back to Somerset where you came from. Somerset. That's how they talk in Somerset. And Wheelie Big Cheese. I'm gonna stop trying to stop my shitty Somerset accent. But Wheelie Big Cheese in the pit, but still victorious. Cease. Well, that was actually one chaotic match. EC3, well, Eagles are pretty swift flyers, and that was some quite graceful flying by EC3, able to land, but in the end, well, you know what they say with gravity, what comes up must come down, and EC3 came down and out the arena. And Wheelie Big Cheese, they get the victory. Leveler 3. Vulcan. Diet or the Swarm. Our first Fatal 4-Way match of the series, this one being requested by Aidan Phelps. Now, this isn't exactly what he requested. He actually initially requested Apollo and Donald Fump, but as you know, many times in the past, these are actually quite late request fights, actually, I'm going to be honest. And of course, the Donald Fump team now compete with Leveler 3, and the Apollo team now compete with Vulcan. But it's still going to be a pretty awesome match between Free Flippers and the Swarm. And, well, speaking of flippers, well, I say Free Flippers, well, we actually have 4. It's Matilda, and we also chucked in a big scary axe in there as well, with Toxic Seahorse. Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate. Oh, I bet you can't wait for the Swarm to fly in already. I don't think Blender's spinner's working correctly, and they're already getting flipped up and over. But look at this, the Swarm going after level of 3, of course, a machine who's definitely made a statement despite being a new machine, of course. Semi-finalist of the Internet Championship 32-bot Cup that actually has a combat victory over Whiplash, and not many teams can say that. In comes Volcano, coming with some good flips onto the Swarm. Dietor, I mean, this is really just down to Dietor, level of 3, Vulcan. And Vulcan, I mean, the Swarm are pretty much a non-factor in this, and Vulcan trying to come for a good flip. They're actually really powerful. Both Vulcan and Level of 3 are pretty new machines, if you remember. What the hell did Level of just do? Well, Level of 3 are gone, and so is Rubber Duck right there of the Swarm. Level of 3 just committed suicide. I guess they didn't want to be in this match at all. They're just like, you know what, guys? You know what, Vulcan and Dietor? You have a bit of a rivalry from Series 2. I'm going to let you two sort it out. And just left the arena like that. And while Dietor comes in for a good flip right here, and as you know, of course, Apollo and Dietor have a bit of a rivalry. I think Dietor has beaten Apollo twice, but Vulcan's a new machine, and so they do have a bit of a rivalry here. And oh, Toxic Seahorse now has got hold of Sky, and this is not going to end well for the poor blue little rammer. Oh, this is unfair, you bully. You're a bully, you house robot. You're bullying these poor little mini-bots. Yeah, I think even Vulcan disagrees. Of course, we know Dave Mold loves to pick a fight to house robots. I think his picking fights to the house robots has got him in a whole heap of trouble. He's in the pit. And Dietor has beaten Vulcan again. And uh-oh, Dietor upended. They are cast off right Blender. Remember, they're invertible. I don't believe what's been going on in this match. Like, Vulcan just killed itself. Level of 3's just killed itself. And we only got 2 members left of the Swarm. In comes little Sky. Dietor just needs to get rid of 1 more member. I think Vulcan, they were trying to flip towards the other side of the arena. They're out the pit now. You can't do this. You can't do this. You're already out the competition. And Vulcan flips up Matilda. This is great stuff. This match, I don't know what's going on, but I don't care. This match is hilarious. Out you go. Out you go, Vulcan. See you later. And Dietor now has to deal with Blender. I think Sky, they're invertible, but they can still move. And Dietor just flipped Blender and it landed on my head. Well, marvellous. Absolutely brilliant. Cease. Do I know what just happened? No, I bloody don't. Do I care? Absolutely not. That match was glorious. We had Level of 3 committing suicide, self-righting out the arena. Then we had Vulcan try and attack Toxic Seahorse, came for a flip, but due to the weight of their flipper, just dragged themselves in the pit. And then they came out and flipped Toxic Seahorse anyways, and then Dietor was like, you know what, no, get out of here, before flipping out both members of the Swarm, with one of them landing clean on my head. What a match that was, and Dietor, a very, very curious winner. And hey, they just beaten the Apollo team again. Can, the Apollo team actually win a fight against Dietor? Well, it wasn't today, I could definitely tell you that. Big Nipper and Bearmoth. Destiny. Toxic Crusader and Corrosive 2, the Toxic Family. Killer Queen and Speed Demon, the East and West Connection. Wheelie Big Cheese and Rogue Free, Perfect Chemistry. And I don't think the Chaos will be stopping anytime soon. This is the first match of the first round of the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Terror #1 Contenders Tournament. Of course, 2 will go through to the finals, which will be in, 4 weeks' time. And, of course, the winner at the end of the tournament will become the #1 contenders to Crushing Spectacles Tag Team Terror Championships. And one interesting set of tag teams we have. We have Destiny, the Toxic Family, a new team in the East and West Connection, and Perfect Chemistry. And, oh boy, the last match was chaotic. I have a feeling this one is going to be just as chaotic with the sheer caliber of machines that we have. Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate. So these matches are going to be no time limit. I mean, imagine having a time limit in this. No one would get eliminated, especially just... This is going to be great fun. Like, we with Cheese, of course, doing double duties this episode. I mean, that's fine. It's not the first time bots have done double duties before in request fights. And Corrosive 2 Coming in some good flips on to Behemoth. Behemoth, though, being able to self-right, flipping up Corrosive too. And Killer Queen's not moved yet. Well, now they're moving. Killer Queen, a very underrated machine, I feel. And why is everyone flipping everybody into Big Nipper? Of course, Destiny, one of the favourites. Of course, they're doing it for the mystery leader. We still don't know who it is. We still don't know who it is yet. Behemoth, though, coming in for a good flipping onto Killer Queen, though. Killer Queen coming in for a good powerful flip. I mean, all that we do know about the leader is that we have seen them before. And Behemoth are in the pit. Oh, they tried to save it, but it wasn't enough. Weedy Big Cheese came in for the flip, and now Big Nipper trying to lift up Weedy Big Cheese. Weedy Big Cheese trying to come with that flipper, but I think they just got themselves stuck in that wall. And in comes Killer Queen coming in for good flips. Corrosive too. They have a history of having an unreliable flipper, but the team say that they've hopefully fixed it. It's just self-right, you morons. Yes, they eventually do self-right, and oh boy, we remember Weedy Big Cheese and Corrosive too. They have a bit of beef, don't they, remember? Killer Queen and Big Nipper now coming in for a good fit. I mean, wonder if we'll be seeing alliances between the tag teams. Imagine that, alliance within an alliance, and that would be a faction. Big Nipper currently struggling here. Weedy Big Cheese trying to come for a good flip onto Corrosive. Corrosive somehow flew through the air despite the flipper only moving like 0 millimeters. Okay. Big Nipper though trying to come in behind on Weedy Big Cheese, and they're definitely having a good little nibble on the cheese. The Killer Queen, they seem to all be fighting in this corner here, don't they? And Weedy Big Cheese very nearly going out here, but they have managed to use the flipper to get away. Corrosive 2 has done not much. Let's be honest here. Weedy Big Cheese trying to use that flipper in onto Big Nipper. And now they got that flipper in underneath Killer Queen. Killer Queen gets a good flip, but they've managed to survive. Of course, they're called the East and West Connection because, well, and oh dear, what is Rogue 2 doing? You're not even the legal bot. Get back in your corner. Yeah, there we go. Slamming Corrosive 2 into the corner. Corrosive 2, they're struggling here, and that's our first tag. That's our first tag. It's on Toxic Crusader. Weedy Big Cheese are gone. Well, that's shocking. Weedy Big Cheese, I thought they would do pretty well in this, and now it's down to, well, Rogue 3. Of course, Rogue 3 and Weedy Big Cheese sort of formed an alliance after their encounter in Omega Series 2, and oh boy, we've seen this happen before. Oh, but Behemoth's fat ass is in the pit, so they can't actually pit them. Here's off to a good start. Killer Queen tagging in onto Speed Demon. Of course, the East and West Connection, cool, so because Killer Queen from Japan, Speed Demon from America, so it's kind of like the East and West, really. Toxic Crusader coming for a good flip. Of course, Speed Demon, we've seen them before, not exactly the most durable machine. I accidentally ripped that off. Shall I put it on? No, I'm not putting it back on. Fuck you. Well, they're not exactly the most durable machine, and already their front wedge is coming off. Well, bits and pieces are flying off already, and here's why we love seeing Speed Demon. It's the perfect fodder bot, really, isn't it? Why did Killer Queen pick them as a partner? You could have picked any other American machine, but you have to pick them. Well, Speed Demon, though, able to self-right. I mean, despite it not being the most durable, superficial-wise, we have seen it can take one hell of a beating, though. Although Big Nipper now coming in with those great gripping arms, lifting them up, coming in for a good little flip right there. Toxic Crusader now in underneath Rogue 2. Rogue 2 is hanging. Oh no, never mind, they're no longer hanging anymore. They very nearly went out of the arena though, and I think Toxic Crusader coming in to tag it onto Corrosive, and well, Rogue very nearly went into our arena camera then. Big Nipper are doing really well here at the minute, actually. They're taking care of these machines pretty well, unlike Behemoth. They're like, thanks for coming, Behemoth. You did literally nothing that match. Corrosive, though, all comes in for a good flip onto Speed Demon. Speed Demon definitely taking the hits, though. Big Nipper, I think they're going to get rid of Speed Demon, though. Or Speed Demon. Oh, no, they're gone now. And in comes Killer Queen. Killer Queen is now coming out. And they're coming in some good flips onto Corrosive. Corrosive very nearly going up and out of the arena there. Corrosive managing to self-right, and they tag it onto Toxic Crusader. This match has been excellent, let me tell you. And Killer Queen are now going to come for a good little flip right there. Toxic Crusader are gone. Well, Killer Queen were able to flip out Toxic Crusader. Of course, the original Iron Man in the first ever Royal Rumble, they lasted a very long time. I think they lasted like around 11 minutes, which is pretty long, because it's like only like a 20-minute match. They were in there since number 3, and I think they got eliminated like into like the 20s, I believe it was. Corrosive was also in the original Rumble and they did fucking terribly. They lasted like 30 seconds, I'm fairly certain. And I think they're going to last a bit less than 30 seconds here with Big Nipper gripping them and dumping them out of the arena. I don't believe it. The East and West connection somehow progressed through to the finals. And well, Behemoth might be in the pit, but Destiny also progressed through to the finals of the #1 Contenders 4 Corners tournament as well. Cease. Well, that was chaos. Look at the damage all these bots have taken. That was a shocker. I actually thought that the Toxic family, like Corrosive 2, such a powerful flipper, I thought they would be able to pull it off, but Big Nipper was able to get that lifter in underneath and dump them out. Big Nipper, we've definitely been seeing them look a lot more impressive recently, which is good. They're a very strong, good machine, and Killer Queen was able to get in some good stuff too, flipping out Toxic Crusader. Basically carrying it. Speed Demon, they did nothing. I think Killer Queen, you might need to find a better partner for the East and West connection. I mean, you could have picked Shatter or like Whiplash. Okay, don't pick Whiplash. I don't think anyone wants to see Whiplash again. But either way, despite Speed Demon's badness, the East and West connection progressed through to the 4 Corners #1 Contenders tournament along with Destiny. Of course, we will be seeing more of that later on in the series. But it's now time for our main event, which is the Ultimate Challenge Championship title match. First up, making their way into the ring, the reigning Ultimate Challenge champions, Endgame! Oh, this machine, let me tell you, has been one of the most dominant Ultimate Challenge Championships we have seen. Honestly, I might argue they've been a better Ultimate Challenge Champion than Roadkill. This machine has basically fought a high caliber machines. They, of course, beat Roadkill to win the title at Slammiversary, and they haven't lost it since, taking out Carnage Ultimate Challenge Champions Artifact to retain the title. And as you saw in the last episode 2 weeks ago, they beat Whiplash, the machine who beat them in Series 2, to, of course, retain the championship. But although they do have a very tough opponent here, it is indeed a flipper, and we have seen Endgame struggle against flippers before. In fact, it was Gravity who eliminated them from the World Championship. And while this machine isn't quite Gravity, it is a machine that many people underestimate. But people also underrate this game, and, you know, I've said it before and I'll say it again, you're going to need a lot more than cheat codes. You're going to need more than like a Game Genie or a Game Shark or the Game Guru, shoutouts to all the 3DO owners out there, in order to beat this game. And their opponents. Prime Evil! Well, here is the machine who won the first ever Casino Battle Royale at Wars Omega. Of course, they came in, I think they were like in the last set, I believe it was the clubs, and they went on to win it, eliminating Roadkill last. And Roadkill, of course, the longest reigning Ultimate Challenge champion. They're, of course, challenging Endgame next after this, but this is the challenger that Endgame must face before we can even get a big rematch. And, well, Prime Evil is definitely a dominant machine. Debuted in the Halloween special, and they came all the way to second place for losing to Metal Morg after unluckily getting flipped on its side. But this machine, despite not doing well in Series 2, is still proving to be a fan favourite. They're a beast of a machine with an incredibly powerful flipper, a low wedge at the back, and an effective Shremek. And this machine, well, they have yet to reach their prime yet, but a victory here over Endgame will probably be one of the biggest victories in this machine's career. An underrated machine, and honestly, I reckon they could do it. I reckon they could end Endgame's reign. However, they have suffered to bad luck before, or they suffered to some bad luck here. Again, some bad RNG in this speedrun of this game, I should say. And the Corn Patrol's in for the CPZs for this mega main event. Well, he's all about main events. He always catches the main events at the pub. It's Virus. And we also have the M in her name literally stands for main event. It's main event Matilda. Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate! Oh yeah, this match is going to be awesome. And Primeval's able to get underneath Endgame. Could we be seeing a major upset here? Could Endgame's run come to an end here? Primeval getting straight underneath Endgame. Endgame's self-right though. Of course, they have the sunglasses. Stream X, quite an effective Stream X. Primeval though, coming for a good hit. Endgame just coming for a big hit though. And I think they're going to need, well, here it is, Endgame. They tend to struggle against opponents, but when they get their rhythm going, they cannot be stopped. Matilda now coming for a good hit right there, in on to Primeval now, giving in a devilish uppercut, although Primeval able to self-right, and again trying to get in underneath Endgame, although Endgame coming over the spinner, and now Primeval, I think that hit right there may have done something to the ground post, but no, they're still able to get underneath Endgame. Endgame's one of the lowest machines as well, so being able to get underneath Endgame is impressive. Virus closes his jaws for some reason. I think he's a bit tired, really. He's a bit tired, of course. He's an alcoholic. Well, I mean, he said he's going to try not to drink too much alcohol. He's trying to resort to coffee. Doesn't really seem to be working, though, at keeping him awake. Oh, wait, he's awake. Never mind. Ah, he was playing possum, I see. And, well, and currently Endgame seems to be a bit shocked at, well, what Primeval's been able to do here. Because they've been, well, pretty dominant thus far here. Have Primeval, although Endgame, you never know, like, Endgame, I mean, Roadkill were dominating Endgame before Endgame came with the killer blow. That was basically it to finish it. Endgame, though, self-right with the sunglasses, Stream X again. Although Primeval now getting hit by Endgame, and they've been flipped up and over. And Endgame are now coming back. Endgame are coming back, and this is what I mean. This is what I mean. You let the robot do all the attacking, waste the CO2, and this is what happened here. Primeval are stuck on their side, and I mentioned this. They can get stuck on their side, and they can't get down from there. Can Primeval get back down? Primeval, they're struggling. Endgame trying to finish it off. Can they still cling on to the championship? Honestly, two of these machines are very popular, so I'd imagine this is a very, very divided. And, well, either way, we are going to get the rematch. Endgame getting stuck in that weird bit of the arena. Of course, the new hands, it's basically meant to get robots stuck. Primeval now, they look so strong at first. But now Endgame are definitely coming back strongly here. Coming in with some big hits. And eventually silences the challenger that is Primeval. And Endgame is staying the Ultimate Champion for just that bit longer. Cease. Your winners and still Ultimate Challenge Champions, Endgame. Wow. That was very scary for Endgame, wasn't it? Let me tell you. Primeval, though, what a performance. And if you doubted Primeval as a main event player, I don't think you should be doubting it now. They nearly took out one of Road Wars Omega's best, but Endgame were able to make the comeback and were eventually able to send Primeval up and out of the arena. Probably one of our most fightingest champions, although they're going to have a tough fight in the next episode of the Ultimate Challenge Championship. They struggled against Primeval, the winner of the Casino Battle Royale. But how will they fare next time against the runners-up of the Casino Battle Royale? Oh yes, it's about time we get the rematch. Endgame versus Roadkill 2. Can Roadkill finally get revenge and become the first ever two-time Ultimate Challenge Champion in history? Or will Endgame continue its reign? Find out next time on the Request Fights Fight Night. And until then, the Bot Builder out.